Jack?
Well, Linda, first of all, thank you for your call and your comments. A couple of things. It's terrible what you've experienced with losing your savings, and it sounds like possibly even your employment. But I want to key in on something that you said, that financial theory is one thing, but wisdom or practical advice and how you apply that to your life is another thing. And that's what Benjamin Franklin talks about in The Way to Wealth, is practical things, character traits, and wisdom that people could use in their life to make their life better. You can't do, as an individual, very much about the economy as a whole or about our government or about our manufacturing base. But what you can do, if you're not happy with the education that you've received in 1975 and you find yourself falling behind with your skills, you could do something about that. And Benjamin Franklin talked about that. He talked about having a trade or having a calling or a profession. And that's important to know, that you can get back and get the skills you need in order to become relevant and useful, more employable in today's economy. So I would encourage you, don't give up. There is hope. You can live a more prosperous life. But prosperity is built. It does not happen by accident. You have to build prosperity brick by brick, just like you build a house. So if you're lacking education, or if the world has become more sophisticated, get additional education. Shoot for something.
Okay, well, thank you so much. But as far as, and I won't necessarily refute what you're saying, but for some people, I've gambled on the education thing twice in my life, and I've lost. And believe me, I have no skeletons in my closet whatsoever. There's a process called SEMA, System for Identifying Motivated Abilities. I'm 53, and I just learned of that a year ago, and it's a very achievement-based exercise where people can find out kind of where they fit and where they don't, because sometimes the best intentions go awry.
Linda, I'd like to interrupt you, and I want to key in on something that you said. You said that you're 53. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to suggest something to you that you might not have heard anywhere else. Your life expectancy is probably around 86 years of age.
Oh, don't remind me. But no, it's okay.
That's good news. And the better news is you have a lot of life to live. So if education didn't work the first or second time around, don't give up. There has to be something that you're interested in pursuing, and I would recommend pursue it.
Well, Thomas Edison tried. It's a good thing he didn't give up on the 9,987th attempt to invent the light bulb, is all I can say. Otherwise, we'd all be watching TV in the dark. All right, you hold on for just a little bit. On AM 1030, KVOI, Cortero, Tucson, The Voice, AM 930, KAPR, Douglas, and AM 1240, KJAA, Globe, where we have the pleasure of having with us Jack Vincent, who has rewritten the book, The Way to Wealth. It's Ben Franklin's original book, and he rewrote it in modern language so to make it more user-friendly.
Do you sew? Would you like to help a wounded military service member? So Much Comfort is a non-profit organization providing adaptive clothing free of charge to wounded service members. So Much Comfort volunteers make clothing with Velcro closures so injured service members can easily dress themselves. To become a volunteer seamstress, SoMuchComfort.org. If you would like to make a donation to buy material or donate new clothing, SoMuchComfort.org. That's SEW muchcomfort.org.
I'm Oliver North, and like you, I'm listening to Liberty Watch with Charles Heller, Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, I remember pennies that you wouldn't want to lose. Yeah, I remember quarters made of silver through and through. When dollars had real gold on hand to guarantee their worth. More than just some promise from the Federal Reserve. They print $1 trillion in one day, and now we're not allowed to know exactly how it is they have distributed the dough. Our leader seems to favor an expansion of their game, but people want to know what's going on in their good name. Yeah, it's a thought nobody should applaud. 'Cause honest money saw the firing squad. I hate to prod, but give a nod. I know it sounds a little odd, but tell me, brother, can you spare a fraud?
And talking about how not to be part of the, or how not to be taken advantage of by a fraudulent money system, by being prosperous and by applying the principles of success. With us is Jack Vincent, The Way to Wealth, and it's a book that was originally by Ben Franklin, rewritten by Jack Vincent, and well done as such. And now we have the second Linda. Linda, you're live on Liberty Watch with Jack Vincent. Your comment or question for Mr. Vincent?
Well, Jack Vincent, I cannot wait to read your book. And I would like to speak to the last Linda that called in her 50s with this confusion as to what she should have done with her life or what happened or what to do next. And what I would like to say is that it appears to me that our youth, to make a change going forward, we have to affect our youth. And this kind of a book, put in the hands of able teachers in the before anybody ever graduated from high school, maybe at the sophomore level, to say, here is the system that you have been born into. It's called capitalism. And here are the principles. And to really thoroughly go through it, I think that they would have to do a number of things. They'd have to assess, how do I become an adult at that time? How do I take hold of my own life? I am responsible for it. And maybe it would even touch the moral base, because they would begin to see that if they want to achieve certain things, they put into place proper covenant relationships and children at the proper time after marriage. What do you think?
Well, Linda number 2, thank you very much for that comment and compliment. And I should have mentioned, and you reminded me, thank you, I should have mentioned the website, the Linda number 1. Charles, if it's okay with you, I'll give it real quickly.
You should have been giving it in every segment. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask.
No problem. www.thewaytowealthbook.com. That's www.thewaytowealthbook.com. We also, by the way, give away a free email course called The Path to Prosperity that is based around the book from Benjamin Franklin, The Way to Wealth. Now, Linda,
Can I ask you, has anybody talked to you about getting this into a high school curriculum?
Yes, actually. It's funny that you bring this up, because I have been asked to see if I can put this into a teacher's curriculum, so that the book would be given to students. This book in hardcover form is only $12.95, but in order for school districts to use this as some sort of a supplemental course, we probably would have to come out with a paperback. So I am investigating that. But the idea is to give it to teachers that could teach it in a number of different types of classes. In a math class, in a social studies class, a civics class, business math class, a history class, or as an elective, or possibly even in a study hall. So yes, your idea we're actually looking at developing that, so thank you.
I don't think anybody should be able to graduate without being able to understand how to access the wonderful system that has been given them. That has been what we've lacked for these kids, and the kids are completely undone. They have no idea what to do, how to go forward, or how to become adults.
Sure they do. They listen to hip-hop.
Oh, my goodness.
Hold on, Linda. Let him answer you.
Well, 2 things. I'm glad you said that, Charles. I actually have a music video coming out that is a hip-hop rap type style, very clean. You could play this in any religious congregation across the country. It won't offend anyone or shouldn't offend anyone. I have that coming out because, Linda, back to your point about kids, I have 4 college-aged children of my own, and the reason I came up with writing this book, I always thought it would be a great idea to do, but one day when I was listening to my college-age kids talk with a bunch of their friends, I heard the doom and gloom and the types of things that they talked about.